Baby, it is cold out here on this BC ferry, the spirit of British Columbia. We are actually traveling right through the Gulf Islands right now, which is one of the 5 growing regions in British Columbia. And very shortly up here on my right, we're going to be coming upon the main island, Salt Spring Island, that has a number of absolutely beautiful wineries and is becoming more and more important in the world of wine. So stay tuned as our adventure continues.
This is an absolutely enormous boat, and a ferry boat actually. It was built in Victoria in 1993. It's 167 meters long, 11,681 tons. It can fit 2,100 people, 410 cars, and 32 semi-trucks. So, absolutely incredible, and the view is absolutely spectacular. This is definitely the way to come to Vancouver Island.
So we just arrived in Victoria not too long ago, and we're waiting for our hotel room to be ready. Suzanne and I are taking a little stroll along the harbor. Stopped in for a nice cup of coffee at the Mocha Bar here, and of course we were about to sample world's famous Nanaimo Bar right here. We ran into one of the residents here, and Chris and his daughter Ripley, and apparently there's a story behind this Nanaimo Bar. Chris, maybe you can share it with us.
Sure. The Nanaimo Bar was made by a baker way up island, Stevenson's Bakery, and they were called Stevenson Snacks. It was for a festival they were having, and a bunch of newspaper were coming down to take a look at it. The newspaper reporter that was reporting on the whole event couldn't remember the baker's name and just referred to them as Nanaimo Bars. That name stuck more than Stevenson's Bakery, and then today we are eating the Nanaimo Bar.
That's awesome. I wonder if Mr. Stevenson, or the bakery Stevenson, has gotten any royalties on the Nanaimo Bar. What do you think?
He'd be a millionaire just from me alone.
What's your horse's name?
This is Ike.
Ike. What's he eating there, some oats?
It's hay cubes, so it's compressed alfalfa.
All right, well, George and I are continuing our discovery of this fabulous town here in Victoria, and we've run across Tom here, who owns Victoria Carriage Tours. And you had a great idea, like we just rented a car to head over to a wine country, but you thought, why don't we go by
horse-drawn carriage?
That's an awesome idea.
Well, not only that, okay, by going by horse-drawn carriages, it takes you out of that element where that drinking and driving that's real heavy here in BC.
Yes.
That doesn't exist anymore.
That's a great
You got
idea.
yourself a great horse, and they don't drink, okay? But what they do is they provide the ambiance that is needed to be able to have the best sip of wine that's out there. Okay? I'm a red wine drinker. I'm not sure about yourself.
Well, I always say whatever's in my glass is the best wine at the moment.
I could live with that one too.
Well, we're really looking forward to the wineries tomorrow.
Yes.
I think we're going to see if we can get into about 5 or 6 of them.
Great.
And then maybe we will take a horse-drawn carriage ride and go for a picnic after that.
I think you should do that.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank
Such
you.
a pleasure
Enjoy
to
yourself.
meet you. All right.
Okay.
Building.
Okay, Nate. Greetings! So we are sitting here at the absolutely gorgeous inn at Laurel Point in Victoria. I'm sitting here with the general manager of Scott Hoadley of this incredible, incredible place.
It's a spectacular time of the year to be here.
Oh, it is. And actually, isn't the weather one of the great attractions of Victoria?
It is, absolutely, and as bad as it gets, it's still fabulous.
Actually, Suzanne and I, we have an absolutely gorgeous room, I have to say. It is beautifully appointed. It sort of has a little bit of a Zen feeling to it, I find. And you have beautiful Japanese-style gardens. Tell us a little about Victoria.
Victoria it started as a Hudson's Bay port, and it's always been a seaport. The point of land that we sit on at the inn at Laurel Point was traditionally used by the local First Nations as a potlatch site.
A
potlatch site.
Oh, what's a potlatch site?
It's a welcoming place.
Oh, okay,
So
all right.
Kind of a party place.
Oh, okay. That I know all about. No.
When people came into the harbor, we were first spot on the right, and people would come in here and unload their wares and trade, and there's a tremendous amount of history here.
Yes.
The city grew up around the fort,
Okay.
and because of its year-round weather and it's an ice-free port for certain, we started to build a real strong marine trade here.
Okay.
Canadian Forces Base of Esquimalt is just around the corner from us. So the Pacific Fleet is here, and so we've got a long maritime.
A garden count? Is that, or a flower count? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. Tell us that again.
Our annual flower count is held every year, and the Chamber of Commerce and the Tourism Victoria and all the associations get together, and we count the number of blossoms that have come out early in the year. So while the rest of the country is perhaps dealing with some inclement late winter weather,
yes,
we're counting flowers and polishing our golf clubs.
That's right.
So,
awesome. A little bit about Inn at Laurel Point, because it really is a stunning place to be. We're right here on the water. It is absolutely gorgeous. So
we're surrounded on three sides by water.
Yes.
And we're a very short walk to some of the best shopping. The downtown core is a very short stroll away. Anything that you need is close.
Right.
You park your car here, you don't need it for days.
And you have a very well-known, famous chef here at Inn at Laurel Point. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the chef.
Chef Ito joined us a little while ago, and yes, he did come from the Fairmont Empress.
Right.
And brings a tremendous amount of excitement to the property. You mentioned earlier a little bit of a Japanese Zen feel to the building. And our owners traveled extensively in Southeast Asia, and they brought a lot of artifacts with them.
Right.
And a lot of the design elements here in the hotel are based around their experiences, whether it's Hawaii, whether it's Japan, or other parts of Southeast Asia. That's what they brought back, and that's where the feel for the building. Chef Ito brings to the hotel a tremendous culinary background.
Yes.
He is very strong in his relationships locally with local suppliers and purveyors of some of the finest foods that we have here in southern Vancouver Island.
Right.
And in passion for him is wine.
Aha!
So he brings the wine to it.
Really get down to the important matter, of course, is the vino. And do you have a lot of wines on your list from Vancouver Island? Because we are going to be touring several of the wineries here today.
A significant amount of our list is from southern Vancouver Island. We want to promote the wineries of the region.
Absolutely.
And we have tremendous and great relationships with them, whether it's for winemakers dinners or even for special events. We've had a number of them in for New Year's Eve, for example, will be put on by local wineries.
Right.
And it's something that we believe in quite strongly.
So if you want to experience, if you want to have an absolutely wonderful experience, I would say definitely put Inn at Laurel Point on your agenda. Surrounded by water, right on the inner harbor. Beautiful food, beautiful surroundings, and a wonderful Zen feeling you have when you come here. You have to come here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott. It was
My
great.
pleasure.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you.